The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the July 23rd, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. Once you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email, send it off early, and send it to Steve at TFNN.com. Inside the subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Well, we're beginning our day with the mixed bag. That seems like what we've been doing here most recently. We've got the Dow that's up 232 points. The S&P is up 19, and the NASDAQ is off 19. Russell's up 25. Transport's up 99. Semis are down 41. The NASDAQ Composite's up 19. New York Stock Exchange up 164. You've got gold that's off 20 bucks. Silver's up 25 cents. Light crude off 46 pennies. Natural gas is down 17 cents. Copper is down 15. Is up 15 pennies. That rally continues there, and the 30-year Treasury is off at 8 ticks. Let's start our day by doing what? Well, here I've got the Qs up on my screen, so let's just start there. The Qs yesterday, just like the NDX 100. And the NQ formed Rhodes Momentum Indicator tops. How's that happen? Well, number one, you've got to have a stretched market condition. We did that, or we have that. And then you have to follow up with a bearish reversal candle. And that's what we got yesterday, was a bearish engulfing candle inside of the Qs. Now, in the Qs here, they're trading below oscillator and change line. A likely target to the downside would be 552.80 if, in fact, they can gain any type of traction. At this stage here, we've really got kind of an inside bar out there, but the Qs did form on their daily time frame, did form a topping signal or topping pattern yesterday. When we look at the Qs for the weekly time frame, no such thing exists. It had a TD9 count top, was negated immediately the week of July 4th out there. This is suggesting higher price, as is the monthly time frame chart, which negated its Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that had formed back in December of 2024. So we've got the all clear here to the upside of the weekly and the monthly. We just don't have that inside of the daily time frame out there. Is a daily time frame for the Qs giving us the proper signal? That would be the question. My answer to that is going to be, well, that all depends. What's the QQEW doing? So let's go take a look at the equal weighted ETF for the Qs out here and see if they generated the same signal. Remember, yesterday in the Qs was a bearish engulfing candle out there. If we take a look at the candle session from yesterday inside of the QQEW, no such thing. It finished at its session high, or very close to it. The actual close was 138.85. The high was 138.88 out there, 3 pennies. You had negated a TD9 count topping pattern yesterday inside the QQEW. So for those of you that want to go ahead and short the NQs or short the Qs out there, pay attention to the fact that the equal weighted is saying, I don't have a clue what you're doing out there. I get it. You see the top. But then we've got to understand what's going on inside of the equal-weighted ETFs out there. You don't have to, but I suggest that that would be a really, really good thing to do. Let's go take a look at Let's take a look at the advanced decline oscillator, see if we're back above the zero level out here. That's going to be the bottom left-hand panel. In fact, we are printing out at 29.53. Now, we need 2 consecutive closes above that zero threshold to suggest that buyers have control of our buyers have an edge out there. I would argue that we already have that signal, and as long as price closes above the high from July 3rd, we're trading above it now. That close was, or that high was 27.42.38. We're at 28.25. In other words, the New York Stock Exchange is negating a daily TD9 count top. This is giving you the signal for the general markets, and that says that it wants to head higher. We're trading below yesterday's low inside the spot VIX index out there. We're actually trading at the that's the oscillator and change line, I think, that I've got out there. Not that I necessarily use that for anything on the spot VIX, but we're trading well below the 50-day X-minutes moving average. These are conditions, both these are conditions here that are bullish conditions. So, as I say, be careful out there if you're going to go short these markets. If we take a look at what's going on the intraday charts, why don't we do that? Because maybe that's giving us some other kind of different signal out here. Let's start by taking a look at the NQ. The NQ on a 10-minute time frame, Rhodes momentum indicator bottom. If price is able to close above the top of its profile, which is at 23.210.75, we will see higher price. On a 15-minute time frame chart, was there an A to B equals CD pattern on the downside that we would use out here? Not really. I'm going to have to really go back and dig. So not really. So we're not going to go there. So no bottom signal that I see really on the 15. Do we need it? Not necessarily. But it's actually the only time frame that I have a bottom signal on. So, well, let's take that back slightly. The 5-hour and the 4-hour NQ both have Rhodes momentum indicator tops out here. And in their case, they have right now trading at or near support. And support for the 5-hour time frame is the bottom of that bullish structured profile. That's 23.192.50. So watch that level. If we close below that on a 5-hour basis, well, there's only a couple of those. Obviously, in the day, we'd be looking at here 2 o'clock and then really going into the close. So the candle that we're in right now is a 2 o'clock closing session. So watch the bottom of that profile. In the 4-hour time frame, it's 23.138.98. That price would need to close below to suggest that we had lower. And in fact, if we were to close below the 2 o'clock low from yesterday, that's 23.108. We would trigger an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. I'm not saying that's what's going to unfold. What I'm saying is you've got a daily 10-minute bottom. You've got the 4 and 5 hour charts, 4 and 5 hour charts sitting at or near profile support out there. So watch that 23.210.75. Because if price closes above that, we should see a further rally. Well, let's stay here and let's take a quick peek at the ES Mini as well. Let's get those charts up on our screen before we go to break, which is about 30 seconds from now, 30 to 45 seconds. The ES Mini, no top for its daily time frame. The intraday charts, what do we see? Just looking to see if there's any kind of bottom pattern or bottom signal. Then a totally different set of charts than the NQs out here. So I don't see that. I don't have that. What I'm referring to there is a bottom signal. The 5-hour chart could form or should form a Rhodes momentum indicator top. It already had one in place that was tested and rejected. So there was one in place from about 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon. 2 o'clock was the candle session out there. And so we're getting another one. So, you can see that sellers are really trying to defend the upper levels of where the ES Mini is trading out there. Not saying they're going to have much success, but they're certainly making that attempt. I don't see anything that's broken here inside the ES Mini. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. There's still a mixed bag out here. Dow's up 185, S&P 15, NASDAQ 100 off 23. The Russell's down 24. The transports are up 88 points. Let's go to our first request out here. Coming in from X, it's XPEV. We look at this pretty often. This is for GTE. Well, we got to get to the right tab out here. Sorry about that. We'll have XPEV up momentarily. Now, XPEV on a daily time frame is trading with inside its profile. It's got resistance at 1946. The weekly time frame has got support at 1764, resistance at 1953. That's new profile that is set up this week. And on a monthly time frame, you're just consolidating with inside. You're trading with inside a consolidation pattern, and that's up and around the 25 level, just below 25, maybe 24 or so at the top. So not much else really going up there. You can see, if you look at that weekly chart, monthly chart, you can see just sideways movement out here with regard to XPEV. Let's go take a look at your next request, which is to take a look at the FXI. On the FXI, as you may recall, trades, directionally speaking, with regard to the Australian dollar out there. FXI is completing a TD9 count top today for its daily time frame, which should result in a retracement back towards its oscillator and change line. That is currently printed at 38.01. The weekly time frame is is attempting to take out a daily TD9 count. A weekly TD9 count top from back on March 21st. That high out there is 38.73. We're at $39 right now. If we close above 38.73, we negate that signal and would suggest moving higher. Now, moving higher would take us up towards 39.78. That's the monthly TD9 count breakdown resistance level out there. So you got a daily TD9 count top that's completing today. If we don't take out today's high, then a close above 39.13 would negate that topping pattern on the daily. But on a weekly basis, I should say, we're not totally halfway through the week. We're close, 60 million shares so far, going to that swing point that at 249. So we're trading that swing point with light volume. Pretty decent indication that it won't take out that swing point on the weekly time frame. And then we'll get that TD9 count top for the daily, and price pulls back to 38.01. So that's what's going on with regard to FXI. But of course, you'd really need to know what's going on with regard to the Australian dollar, AUD, USD out here. Let's get the currency pair. See if that's got a TD9 count top. No idea whether it does or it doesn't. I just know that directionally speaking, you want to be paying attention to both these. No, the Australian dollar is running up into resistance. It's been consolidating sideways. It's running up into resistance, which is the top of its profile out there. Let's go on to our next request coming in from Duncan Steve inside the Tiger's Den. Quad U's out here is what we're going to go take a look at. You were good. And so on a weekly basis, Steve had a beautiful week last week. That was forming bar number 9. This week we complete the TD9 count top for its daily for its weekly time frame. Turns out that the daily chart wanted to get in on that action. And how did it do that? It spiked above the high from a few days ago, and today's the bar following bar number 9, with price trading inside a new profile out here. So you're getting a TD9 count top that's going to complete today. You've got resistance, which is at the profile level, which is at 952, and a buy zone between 850 to 884. I would say that is likely where price is headed to. On a weekly time frame chart, if price closed below 850, that would be the bottom of its new daily profile. That would be signaling that we could get all the way back towards the 821 level. That's a monthly TD9 count breakout level. And anything below that would take us back towards the 604 to 645 area. I'm not saying we're headed all the way back to those lows. I'm just saying take things one step at a time. It's a progression out here. We take a look at it, but you're going to get a daily TD9 count top that's going to complement the weekly TD9 count top that is already out there. And the monthly looks mighty good. UEC was another one, Duncan, that you wanted to take a look at. Let's go see what this is signaling to you and I at this moment in time. UEC is going to form a TD9 count top today. Let me take that back. It will form a TD9 count top today as long as price closes above 816, and we're at 827. So if we close below that 816 level, the TD9 count pattern just simply goes away, and price would be traded with inside its profile. That's between 720 at support, 833 at resistance. The weekly chart, negated a TD9 count top last week, so that suggests a run for its highs. Let's go see if we're trading into its swing point that has those highs, and the answer is we are. This is a swing point from back in December 6th, and the volume there, 32 million shares. We closed in it last week with 100. Wow. We closed it with 101 last week. That says you go test the high. So far this week, we're at 28 million shares. So, yeah, it's moving into the swing point with volume. UEC is saying that it wants to go test those highs. But how's it going to do that if it forms that TD9 count? Well, today's going to become potentially bar number 9. Tomorrow would be the bar following bar number 9. So that would be one way for it to be able to get all the way up towards that 893-ish area out there. So that's what we see when we take a UEC. Watch today's close, Steve-O. That's going to give you the most important signal, whether there's a TD9 count that is out there or not. And that's going to require, again, a close above $8.16. Thank you for your request, as always. Let's go on to the request from Dan inside the Tiger's Den. We're going to take a look at TERN. TERN is the ticker symbol out there. TERN is trading above profile resistance and its oscillator and change line, likely to continue to rally further out there. The weekly time frame is taking on TD9 count breakdown resistance at 598. We're trading at 609. You close above 598, that would be a bullish signal. However, there's a caution sign that's out. The caution sign says this week we will go ahead and confirm bar number 8 of a TD9 count pattern. And bar number 4 is way down there, down around the 380 level, so you're likely going to get a TD9 count that confirms next week, completes the following week out there. So nothing right now to be concerned about on the daily charts out there, but there's an A to B equals CD pattern. I can clearly visually see that, Dan. If we got a bullish reversal candle combined with what's going on the weekly basis, it would at least be telling us about a short-term retracement. Another retracement could just be 3 days before price resumes its move higher. You got this new profile from yesterday, a buy zone between 553 and 542. Resistance was at 575. Well, we closed above that yesterday And, so we're trading above that. That becomes old resistance, perhaps becomes new support. Monthly time frame looks pretty good. It's trying to get back inside its profile. What it really needs to do on a monthly basis is close above 715 to suggest that it was more than a counter trend move to the downside. To, again, ticker symbol TERN. Dan's also interested in looking at GTM. So let's pull GTM up on our screen, see what we can find out here. On a monthly basis, you got a consolidation with inside its profile. You have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, and you have a sell zone between 1139 and 1233. In a weekly time frame, your next resistance level is 1140 out there. On the daily time frame, GTM is trading above all profile resistance. It's green oscillator and change line. That says it wants higher price. Higher price to where, Steve-O? 1117 is a TD9 count breakdown resistance level. So we're going to go with 1117 to 1140, Dan, is what we see as the next move inside of GTM. If you close above 1117, well, really, you got to close above 1140. If you close above 1140, then we could be looking to move up towards that 1284 level, the weekly TD9 count breakdown resistance area. So that's what we have there. We come back from this break. We're going to take a look at Uber for Monterey Mo, IBM as well. We're going to look at the DAX. We're going to look at the DAX index, and we'll look at the DAX ETF for Nitram, DSVSF for RAI, and Coinbase for ELO. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back. So we're looking at Uber. This is for Monterey Mo inside the Tiger's Den. This is right now trading inside a new profile that formed yesterday. You've got support at 90.21 and resist at 92.63. This does have a daily Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Your price closing below 90.21. Today's high could be the C point of an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. As we look at the weekly time frame out here and we look for any kind of topping signals, yeah, kind of hard-pressed for me to come up with one at this moment in time. Let me open up this chart here, see if there is a clear AB equals CD pattern. I suppose that there is. We could certainly take a look at this. We'll start out here at the low of October 27th, get up to where we have that TD9 count, go take a look at the next lowest low that forms after that. So we're going to grab that. We're going to try to grab it, put it right there to that next lowest low, and the answer is yeah. So yesterday you got a sell the D point top on Uber from a daily standpoint, and you have price that is trading. I'm sorry, that was the weekly standpoint. So the daily's got the Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The weekly's got a sell the D point top with price dealing with support, which is that green oscillator and change line. So Mo, this is the key level to be watching, which is 90.22. If price were to close below 90.22, we'd be looking at price to target 88.20 and then perhaps 83.45. The weekly time frame chart has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. The only way that gets negated would be a close above the high from May, and that is at 93.60. We don't have that right now. So with that top in place, maybe price is going to pull back towards the 83.28, 80.57 level out there. So you got a daily top, a weekly top, and a monthly top that is in place out here for Uber. Watch 90.21. You close below that, you are definitely headed lower. You also wanted to look at IBM. So let's pull that up, Mo, see what we've got going on here in IBM. It's been a while since we've taken a look at this stock. IBM right now is trading out at 285.76. We see a daily TD9 count top that formed. Price is pulled back and has tested support, or profile support, I should say. And that was a couple of days yesterday, 281.04. So we're trading in between support and resistance. 281.04 is support. 285.74 is resistance. A daily TD9 count top, a weekly TD9 count top, with price finding support in its oscillator and change line. Let's just make 284.05 the key number there, Mo, to be watching. If price closes below that, odds favor move towards 275.98. The monthly time frame says as soon as the weekly and the daily are finished with their shenanigans, I'm ready to head higher. Again, we see this on so many different charts out there, whether it's a monthly or it's a weekly time frame that are, we see daily, maybe sometimes weekly tops, but nothing on the monthly. And so it's all telling us that what we're looking at here is a short-term retracement out there. Now, in the case of IBM, it's maybe a little bit longer, and price might be targeting 275.11. But first, watch that 284.05 level out there, as well as you're watching the 281.04 area. So, Mo, I hope that helps you out. Thanks so much for writing in. Nitram wants to go take a look at the DAX ETF, which we will do, but we will do that after we actually take a look at the DAX. I have to assume that the DAX ETF is trading off of the DAX out there. But just in case it's not, let me just give you what the signals here are. On a monthly time frame, that's where we want to start. You can see that the DAX index completed a TD9 count topping pattern last month. That makes its high, and its high, by the way, being 24,479.42, a key level. If there's a monthly close above that, the pattern gets negated. We start cruising to the upside. The target to the downside in the DAX index is 22,778-ish. The weekly time frame still has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That would be negated with a close above the June 6 high of 24,479.42. Until that happens, price is likely to head lower. And then on the daily time frame, We've got a sell the D point top that is here. Price continues to find resistance. It rallied today up to its oscillator and change line when it turned back around 24,297 out there. So top on the monthly, top on the weekly, top on the daily with regard to the DAX cash indices out here. Let's go take a look at the ETF and see what that ETF is signaling to you and I. The DAX here on a monthly time frame does not have a TD9 count top. So we had a TD9 count top on the monthly time frame for the actual cash indice out there. That's important. Why is that important? Because that's the real signal, not the one coming from this ETF out here. On a weekly time frame, we had a top. I can't recall which top it was out there. We do not have a, well, I take this back. We do have a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top in the DAX ETF. It would be negated this week with a close above 45.22. We're at 45.25 right now. Daily time frame, Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. So this is helpful. That Rhodes Momentum Indicator top took price right back to profile support, which basically held. We closed below it for a few minutes on July 15th, but then the very next day we're back above it. We continue to, in essence, consolidate with inside that zone of 44.50 up to 45.21. Nitram, that's really what I've got for you on this. You know, I was hoping, because I was looking for a good instrument to actually short the DAX, and you know, and maybe the ETF, maybe this ETF is one way to do it. I really have to look closer to see why the two aren't lining up. I don't know if it's dividends or what it is, but the two aren't lining up, and I'd be making my decision off of not the ETF, but the actual indice out there. So I hope that helps you out. As always, thank you for your request. Let's go to the next request out here. And that's to take a look at ticker symbol DSVSF. And that is for Rye inside the Tigers. I think it was inside the Tigers Den. And Rye, as we take a look at this, and I'll start with the monthly time frame. Everything there looks bullish. So no reason for it to not rally further. The weekly time frame chart is dealing with resistance, which was a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that formed on June the 6th. And we're trading inside that swing point. That has 3.2 million shares. This week so far, 1.5 million shares. So about halfway through the week, we're coming in with similar type volume out there. And as long as price remains above profile resistance at 246, odds favor that what price wants to do is go test that high at 279. So that's the weekly chart. The daily time frame chart yesterday may have formed an A to B equals CD pattern to the upside. The B point was passed with 955,000 shares, and the B point had 594. So what does that look like out there? Shoot. Let's there we go. Here's your A to B point out here. I'm just going to move this over, Rye, to that C point just to give you a price projection level. That says we're getting back to its highs out there. Now, from a volume standpoint, the daily closed inside its swing point from back on June 4th that had 397 million shares. It's closed inside it yesterday with 955,000 shares. That also increased the odds that the high will be tested, and that again is 279 out there. So that's what we see, Rye, for DSVSF. Hope that helps you out. ELO wanted to take a Coinbase out there. So let's pull up Coin, see what it is doing today. You got Coinbase that is trading out at 394.55. It has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top that formed a couple of days ago. Price very likely now it's pulled back into its buy zone. The buy zone on Coin is between 380.18 and 394.51. Today is day number 3 to the downside. With regard to Coinbase, today should be a buy. As long as it's bullish, which it's traded into a bullish structured profile, today would be the buy. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstad's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstad releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Weekly chart here for Coinbase. I don't really see much. We are trading above profile and a oscillator and change line resistance level. So, even though you've got what right now amounts to potentially a dark cloud covered candle, we do see that on the daily time frame chart for Coinbase out there. If you look at the daily cadence, nearly, at least since we came off the bottom back in April 7th, all the retracements have been 2 or 3 days. Today is going to be the 3rd day to the downside, very likely, and that's why I say that is probably a place to add to your position out there. So that's what we see. We take the Coinbase ELO. Hope that helps you out. Joe wanted to take a look at natural gas. He's wondering, is it time to go long natural gas out there? So we're going to take a look at the daily, the weekly, and the monthly time frames out here. So on the daily time frame, first thing we need to see would be some type of bottom pattern, Joe. We take a look at the daily time frame. We've got nothing, nada, zip, zilch. What we have out here actually is a very large A to B equals C dependent to the downside. So here's your A to B point that goes from the high of March the 10th to the low of April 24th. I'm just simply going to move this over to the highest high that formed after that. And it looks like that could have been right there. So now you've got a 1-to-1 price objective that would get you down to the 236 level out there. So about 236. That's the daily time frame chart. If we look at the weekly time frame chart, what is it doing here on a weekly basis? Give me a second to open this up. We are trading below the low from a couple of weeks ago, so that's not a good sign out there. This is suggesting that it wants to go back and test the lows out here. These are the lows from November 8th. We're close to that swing point. So if we get a close below $3.11, we're $3.13 right now. That's going to suggest that we go test that low. That low is at $2.97. That doesn't mean we bottom there. But your question was, and you wanted to look at Boyle. I'm not going to look at Boyle because we've got to get at first, I don't even know what Boyle right now. Actually, that's what we should really look at. Let me see if I can find out the holdings inside of Boyle, because it could be different than the this contract holding. Boyle, BOIL holdings. So sorry, but I really should do this. Pro shares. Let me see what we've got here. And where are the documents today? Total return about the fund. exposures. It is a September contract. Okay, so we're good there. It's 100% September contract. So the answer to your question, even for Boyle, is absolutely not. So be patient, Joe, but I don't see a bottom at this stage with regard to natural gas. Mike in Pennington wants to take a look at Airbnb out here. ABNB is a ticker symbol. ABNB is trading it's trading on a daily basis with inside its profile. So that profile level is support at 136.33, Mike, and resists up at 141.99. This thing negated a TD9 count top, and we're trading above its TD9 count breakdown resistance level at 139.41. So I think we are trading inside the swing point. Let's see if we're doing it with volume. I'm referring to June 6th, which had volume of 9 million shares out there. Yesterday, we came into that swing point with 2.7. Today, we're into 840. So we are really light in the loafers inside that swing point. But as long as price can remain above the oscillator and change line at 139.05, we should rally further. The weekly time frame supports that idea because price is trading above its green oscillator and change line and profile resistance. The monthly time frame has support at 119.10 and resists at 151.12 out there. So as long as price remains above that daily green oscillator and change line, odds favor that we rally further, Mike, and that is for Airbnb. And good to hear from you, too, by the way. Dan wants to take a look at AQST. So let's get that up on our screen out here, see what AQST is doing. Trade out at 425, trade above profile resistance, trade above its green oscillator and change line at 419. It negated its daily TD9 count top. Looks like it formed a sell the D point top on the trading day of July 18th. And if that's the end of it, so right now that swing point is going to be under attack. The swing point, this from just 4 days ago, at volume of 2.5 million shares, traded up to was 700,000. So that's about 2.1 million shares come day's end, give or take, going into 2.5. If price stand can remain above 419, you should go test that dark cloud cover high. The weekly time frame has got no topping pattern as we speak. It's in bullish condition, wants to rally further, and the monthly wants to make a move up to the 544 level out there. So watch the day's close. You like to see it be above that green oscillator and change line. Hope that gave you the info that you were looking for. Jambalaya is interested in taking a ticker symbol AEHR. So let's pull that up on our screen out here. AEHR is trading out at 22.64. It's had one heck of a month. It is trading above profile resistance at 18.76. That is a beautiful thing. Even more beautiful, Jam, is the weekly TD9 count pattern that's being negated right now with a wide-ranging bar. That suggests that this should move higher as well. And on a daily time frame, you're in bar number 7 of a TD9 count. Now, maybe this is going to form some type of daily TD9 count topping pattern between today's bar number 7, between tomorrow, Thursday, and next Monday. No idea whether it will or it won't, but at this stage here, we're in rally mode. We're in breakout mode on the daily, the weekly, and the daily and the weekly, and the monthly is in breakout mode, but not full breakout mode. It's got a red oscillator and change line. So, Jam, I hope that helped you out. McGuppy wants to take a look at ticker symbol APP out here. So let's pull that up on our screen. APP trade at 361.27. It's got a, what does it have? A daily TD9 count bottom. Price is trading above its green oscillator and change line, trading above its profile. As long as it remains above 357.06, it should rally further out there. On the weekly time frame, the weekly time frame has got resistance at 379.86. So we know that that's a key level of resistance that if price can close above, you are off to the races to the upside. The monthly chart is bullish out here. Yeah, it's just simply, I've just simply got this as bullish. So APP looks good, but you're dealing with 379.86, McGuppy, and the price can close over that. And you'd like to see it close over that, and while it's doing that, have weekly volume of 27 million shares or more. So far, halfway through the week, we're at 11 million shares. So not bad, but no cigar. Nonetheless, you're looking for this to close about 379.86 to get the all clear to move higher. S&P wants to take a look at Baidu, so let's pull its charts up on our screen out here. Baidu is trading out at 92.49. It is consolidated with inside its monthly profile, 83.25 to 111.82. You are trading above profile resistance on the weekly time frame, so that is pretty good. What is stopping this thing from rallying? I guess that would be sellers. Now, A bit of a concern here, S&P. This is going to be week number 5, it looks like, to the upside. That's a pretty good move. So that could be signaling to you and I that this is getting ready. Not that we've got any kind of topping pattern. I do see a descending trend that maybe price has hit out there. So if we take a look at, whoops, come on. Work with me. Looks like it's hitting a descending trend line. Close, no cigar. So a little bit more rally before it deals. So watch that descending trend line out there. Maybe that's where price is headed to before we start to see a pullback of probably about 2 weeks out there. And that was for S&P, I believe. Hood is what Yvonne wants to take a look at. So I'll get those charts fired up. Yvonne wants to look at Hood and NIO, and that's probably how we will close out the show. Well, ELO says Tesla's got earnings tonight. We'll throw that up on the screen as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back. We're taking a look at ticker symbol HOOD, which has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top for its daily time frame. Probably going to be short-lived. This is, yesterday was day number 2 of a retracement. Maybe you get a lower low today in day number 3, but price remains above the top of its daily profile at 101.89. So the work to the downside for Hood may be done out there. The weekly does not have any kind of topping pattern. The monthly is going to negate a monthly TD9 count top with a close above last month's high. That would be at 94.24 out there. So It's looking pretty good. Even though it's got that topping pattern and signal, price is holding support. You close them at 106.54, you're definitely headed higher out there. Let's take a look at NEO as well. This is for Yvonne. NEO is trading out at 502. It's going to go ahead and complete a daily TD9 count top today. That should result in a retracement back towards support. That'd be between, we'll call it 428. That's the top of its profile. The oscillator and change line should be somewhere near that level. The weekly time frame chart looks good. The monthly time frame chart looks good as well. So it's just the daily needs probably a 2 to 4 day pullback as price pulls back towards that 428 level out there. Tesla's out with earnings tonight. Let's go see if there's any kind of a tell here with regard to what direction Tesla might go. And I think the answer to that question is yes. If you take a look at the daily time frame, what you'll see is this probably will form a TD9 count pattern, but not a TD9 count topping pattern. And what I mean by that, as we speak right now, at least at 11:55, the high of the pattern is bar number 7. And that needs a tick above that high in order to form a TD9 count pattern. That would be 338, even Steven out there. Now, maybe we do that today. And if we do, then you've got a TD9 count pattern that's going to go ahead and complete tomorrow. That would suggest that price would pull back towards the oscillator and change line around 320, 358. If we don't take out that high, bar number 7, perhaps we do that tomorrow. Now, we can't do it in the pre-market or post-market, okay? The charts that we're looking at are just simply the 9 to 5, so to speak, the 9:30 to 4 time frame out there. So we don't pay attention to what goes on, at least with regard to our signals here, the screaming Mimi, the intraday stuff out there. So Tesla looks like it could be setting up a TD9 count top. We'll have a better indication of that tomorrow. Folks, stay tuned for all the great programming. I'll be back with you at 11 a.m. sharp. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and thanks for joining me. Take care and be safe out there.